The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Theme song is gonna play, and I don't want to have it playing in the background, and I don't even know. So let's check and see if the Trench Talk theme is gonna play this week. There it is. You tuned into the Farron Dozier show on mbradio.us, Trench Talk edition, and Live Report Sports. Catch me here Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific time, only on mbradio.us. How'd I do? Was that a good take? That might work. All right, good evening. Welcome to the Farron Dozier show on KCAA Radio, 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Also streaming from the KCAA Radio.com website and mbradio.us. We got to bless the show before we get started. Let's go. When I was in my mother's womb, I had a calling on my life to do something in the glory of God and marry it like a wife. Commit myself to his word and never be led astray. And when it's all over, when he comes, I'll be glad to see that day in the morning time.
It's the guts and it's the glory, 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the Pledge of Allegiance on the 4th of July. It's them handwritten letters from home. It's them sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Hey, from the fields of Indiana to the swamps of Louisiana to the golden coast of California, Uncle Sam's the only family he's got. His purple heartbeat won't stop, and his 18th birthday was the day he was born. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's the light. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stand on the front line. Family is proud but torn, but if you knew him you would understand. He was raised on how to be brave, just to see the flag still wave. And then he came home with only one hand. He's Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down here the light. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Marching line, hey, hey.
What can I say? Welcome to another episode of the Farron Dozier Show right here on the Military Broadcast Radio Network. That's right, that's MBR. Thank you for listening today. As always, we have a very important, spectacular show for you here Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 on the East Coast. Today, we have a lot going on today. I got a jam-packed, action-packed for you today. So we're going to start off with a very important conversation for my community. As you know, I advocate for sickle cell trait. I collapsed in the military army, almost died from what they call sickle cell trait exertion with rhabdomyolysis, pretty much ended my career. And I had no idea that I was connected to a community of people. I thought that my life was over. But as I started to discover what happened to me in the service, and of course, I have a cousin with sickle cell, Nigel, but again, none of those dots had ever connected growing up. And to find out that I was a sickle cell trait carrier and then having those episodes, I found a whole nother community, right? So my life wasn't over. God showed me that inherited gene that I gave you in your mother's womb, that is your message to deliver. The military was just part of the process, part of the means to get to this point. So again, that intro that you heard, that is my personal prayer. God gave me that at 16. I thought it was a rap verse, but in my mother's womb, I had a calling on my life. That was my personal prayer that God revealed to me, and I've been sharing that. So I have some ladies here that are going to help me just have a quick conversation of even why we're here today. For this part of the segment, I was asked to take on a conversation after we lost a staple in our sickle cell community, and she unfortunately transitioned. So I've been at this talk show stuff as my own personal therapy for about 16 years. So back in 2009, 2010, I was doing internet radio. And so I've been around a long time in the community. And so Felice asked me to, if I could take on this conversation. I myself have been in grief with my own loss in my own dad the last 7 years. I mean, we've lost people in our life a lot of times, but there are particular deaths that happen that strike us the most. My grandmother passed in 95. That one took me 10 years to get free from without any work. I didn't do any work. But then when my dad transitioned, that one took me out. And so I knew that principles work, personal development classes work. I know those things work. So I looked for grief counseling and grief support, and I was able to learn the tools to how to manage that grief. And so, we say a lot of things about grief. There's not right or wrong, good or bad. Wherever you find your place at in grief, it's where we find our place. But there is education, there is support out there that can help you push through and learn how to manage that conversation, right? So I'm going to bring up Felice, and let me see where she at right here. Felice, how you doing?
How are you?
I'm good.
When we spoke about this day, I had no idea I would be in a hospital bed.
I know.
So forgive me to anyone who's watching and not able to see me. We don't look our best when we're in this hospital.
It's okay.
And
It's okay. Just your
I,
voice is good.
well, thank you. And I promise
Thank
to
you.
get it together. And hopefully, for our next episode of the series, I'll be back at home with makeup on and looking my best.
You're all right. You're all right. You're all right. So, introduce yourself to the listeners, and then just kind of give them a little bit of background of how we got to where we are today.
Okay, so most of you know me on Facebook through a couple of online support groups for Lee Smith. I started the group, I started my first group called Sickle Cell Hospital Chatter because I wanted people who are in the hospital, you can't sleep, you want to talk about what's going on, other people can't relate, you want to talk to your own community.
Mhm.
Whether it's nurses coming in and not feeling comfortable giving you the pain medicine that the doctors ordered, or whether it's just a lonely feeling and feeling like, oh my gosh, this is my last time in the hospital. Whatever is going through your mind in the middle of the night, during the day, 24 hours a day, I wanted a way for us to connect, to say, I'm in the hospital and I just need to talk to a warrior because they know what I'm going through. And then from there, I created Sickle Cell Success Stories because I also wanted warriors to see what other warriors are out here accomplishing and
Mm-hmm.
to share their own stories, college graduations. I published a story about a little kid, a sickle cell warrior, who was playing Simba in his local theaters, Lion King production.
Yeah.
Even airline flight attendant who's a warrior because we used to think we couldn't have those type of jobs.
Right.
There was a guy in the military who had undergone a bone marrow transplant. He wanted to be in the military badly and was told with sickle cell, that's a no go. So he had the bone marrow transplant, and guess what? Ended up in the military. So I just
Wow.
wanted to share a group. I wanted a group for us to visit to just be inspired by what other warriors were doing. And so Amy was one of my co administrators in a few of our groups. And then um, she came up with the idea that every September, warriors should be able to take a break during Sickle Cell Awareness Month and go on a cruise together and be around each other. I saw a cruise once that was for nurses, and I said, we should probably pick that cruise.
Get
That
some
way,
education while we over there, huh? And
and
some
some
support.
treatment.
And some
Yeah.
treatment. I hear you.
So she was successful in planning a sickle cell cruise and was planning one for this year when we tragically lost her. And sometimes when our community takes a hit, every loss, by the way, is a big loss. But then when you have leadership that is lost, people want to know, when you hear that type of news, people want to flock somewhere and talk about it. And because there are so many mixed emotions around it. And it just reminds us of how precious life is and how one day we can be online sharing out something that's going on in our family, and then the next day we get this type of news. It breaks us at
Right.
times. And so I
Definitely.
wanted an opportunity to partner with someone like you, who I often call the very first podcaster, because before everybody else was into podcasts, you had your show.
Yeah,
When I
yeah.
first joined these online sickle cell groups, I saw you and your show.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
so now all of a sudden everybody has a radio show, right?
It's cool. It's cool. We inspire. We inspire.
I
Find your
can't hear you.
voice.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
I can't hear him.
You can hear me? I'm still here with you.
Uh-oh.
I'm still here with you. Where you at? I'm gonna let her get it together. You there?
Farron is having problems here.
Okay, I'm still here.
Can you say something?
I'm still here with
Man,
you.
I don't know what happened.
Lady, how you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm gonna let her get her technical difficulties situated over there. But introduce yourself to the listeners, please, and let them know who you are.
Hi, I'm Mia Scott. I have sickle cell C disorder. I don't like calling it a disease because we inherit it through genetics.
Yeah.
So for it to be called a disease is quite, it doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah.
So I like to say it's a disorder because it is a disorder
Yeah.
that we're born with. And like I said, it's just genetics.
Yeah.
And
So
I'm 46.
to let them know.
I am 46 years
Let
old.
them know. Let them know. We started out a long time together too. We met a long time in this conversation.
Yes, we did. I think I started talking to you even before you got your podcast
Yeah,
relationship.
that's when I first started on
That's been
finding,
like
finding this
forever.
community. 16 years if you counting. I'm not counting, but it's about 16 years.
Before the Grays.
See, there we go. There we go. But I
And I
wanted
am
to,
in the hospital.
yeah, thank you. So I just wanted to, kind of touch on again before we end this segment here. Again, I was asked to have this grief conversation, right? And I'm not a therapist, I'm not, any of that, but I'm a patient advocate as well. And
Mhm.
I accepted the responsibility. I know that grief for myself was something that I needed to work through. And when we hear about it, I mean, we live in this space. I almost want to say like in denial, like it's not going to happen. But it's all of us have that in common at some point, right? But as far as the sickle cell community, and again, I lost my mentor early in 2012. I've lost close friends, advocates. I mean, we go through this process, and
Mhm.
so what do you want to say, just around grief and your experience and the loss of Amy and just so much?
Yeah, I mean, I lost what is the name of the page? Sickle Cell Unite. And
Mhm.
that's where I met Kadora Keith. And she was one of the first sickle cell people that I spoke with that I lost.
Mhm.
And now it's Amy,
Yeah.
and Amy had taken over. And I remember when she lost her two, babies, and then she was blessed with her twins.
Yeah.
But in the end, when it comes to death, we're really not gone
Mhm.
because we are spiritual beings.
Yeah.
Um, our soul leaves our bodies, and our body is just a vessel for us. So, yeah, it's just a vessel. And her two babies, they are going to always have their mama
Yeah.
because their mom produced them. She
Yeah.
made them. So they'll always have a piece of her through life, um, till death. And I think it's special, that you are able to hold on to that, through life. But you have to accept that. Like, my grandmom passed away, but I know that she is part of me
Yeah.
and she's always going to be part of me. And I'm also blessed that she's no longer suffering. My grandfather as well. Um, so I try to look at it on the good side, because when you look on it at the negative side, you're never going to fully release that hurt and pain that you have inside of you.
Yeah.
So,
No, thank you for that. And again, I want to
mhm,
say shouts out to Felice for even coming to me to have this conversation.
mhm,
Like I said, dealing with my dad's transition. One of the biggest things that I could say in the work that I did around that was, the spiritual conversation. Like I know where I'm confident where he is. Right. His life showed me how to live a sinless life. He had his
mhm,
issues. He had his everything. We all dealing with something, and it's not a perfect walk. But he always went to God. He always prayed. The Holy Spirit. Like I know that where he is I'm good with that on the spiritual aspect. But there was a part of me that was holding on to something, and it wasn't until I went back to the VA for groups support for grief counseling, and I was listening to these gentlemen share. I mean, you got all eras of service. People lost their wives and children, and they're grieving from divorce and animals. Like everybody's in this their own space. But I heard someone say, "Yo, I'm going to go to this restaurant where we didn't get a chance to go to, right?" And I'm like, "Oh wow!" Like, and then that stuck with me that day. And then I started looking and I'm reading the book that they gave us, and I'm like, if I'm cool with where my dad is, what am I holding on to still? And you know what it was? It was like I was wishing I had more time with him. And I was wishing that we had more shows, and we should be doing these talk shows together, and we should be doing this the father son talks together. And I realized that that wasn't God's will. It was but mine. It was what I wanted. I'm sure it's what my dad wanted, but if I'm gonna follow what God says, then I got to give that up, and just letting go of that space. Like, you know what, I'm okay. I started to heal from
mhm,
that space, and like I said, I miss his humanness, right? But there's education out there. There's tools. There's things that you can take to develop yourself. So when you do experience those feelings and emotions, I'm telling you, I was ready to check out and quit everything when my dad transitioned. I was ready to quit. I was done. And I'm sure people would have been like, yeah, well, his dad died, of course.
But
Of course
that's
he
not
shut
what
down.
that's not what he would want for you.
Right.
He wants you to continue and push on and be great.
Yeah. So definitely, so when we lose our community members as we have, we know that it takes a toll on our friends and our family and her family. So we stand in the gap, for her family and her husband and her twin. So the plan is to have some more conversations like this on either on a regular basis, or when people want to come and they want to be a guest and talk about some subjects or talk about some grief, that we create the space for them to have that opportunity to just share where you are, meet you where you at. And then if you want to ask questions, if you want to hear a testimony of how some of us have pushed through and made it past these moments of our experiences of loss and grief and mourning, we're here for you. So I'm honored to be the person to help take this charge on. So thank you.
Yeah.
All right, lady.
So you feeling good?
Yeah, I'm good. We about to get this next segment going on. I got my guests here, so we about to get this show continued on, moving on. But thank you for your time today. Thank you for coming to hang out with me. I appreciate you so much.
No problem. We have to do it again.
I got you. And tell your moms I'm waiting on her too, so we can get her set up.
Oh yeah. You gotta just tell me when, so I can let her know.
I'll let her know. I'll let you know. Thank you so much.
Right.
All right.
You're welcome. Bye.
All right. This is the Farron Dozier Show on the Military Broadcast Radio Network. Thank you for hanging in there, ladies and gentlemen. That is a conversation that's important. And you've heard the dialogue here. We took a loss to one of our warriors unexpectedly. She was in the hospital and then out of their transition. So thank you for those in the comments. Again, it's real life, right? So we're just going to be here to be with that. So I'm going to take a PSA break right now and then come back. My guest is here, so we're going to get right into the Trench Talk military segment right here on the Farron Dozier Show on mbrradio.us. Shout us out, what's the count? Where we at right here? Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm blessed, my brother.
I'm good, man. I'm good. Hey, did you see the game last night?
Oh, that was a good game.
But did you see the shot?
I lost money from that shot.
Oh, man, that shot was cold,
I
man.
hated it, but it was good. Damn. What's in those jeans?
You really want to know?
I do.
Exhaustion, muscle spasms, asthmatic issues, unexpected sickle cell trait crises.
Damn. Are you serious? When I was young, I found out I had sickle cell trait. My mom's told me, but I ain't have no knowledge of it. But when I got older, I had a child, and the doctor told me my daughter has sickle cell trait. Do you know the facts that both parents have sickle cell trait? There's a 50% chance the child may have the trait, and 25% chance the child may have the disease.
Hey, that's what's the count. Do you know that 2.5 million people in the United States have sickle cell trait, 300 million people globally? I didn't find out I had sickle cell trait until I was in the Army, 10 years. Next thing you know, I had a sickle cell trait exertion site.
Sickle cell? I thought that was a black gene or something.
Nah, man, the Latin community is number 2. 1 out of 36,000 babies are being born with sickle cell disease. You could be Caucasian, Mediterranean, European. You gotta know your bloodline, man. There is an inherited gene in our community that has been forgotten. The name is sickle cell trait. WDCONSCT, also known as What's the Count, is out to bring awareness, education, and prevention to people all over the globe. Want more information? Call us now at 323-215-5384 or visit www.wdconsct.org. All right, welcome back again to the Farron Dozier Show on the Military Broadcast Radio Network. This channel station is where I have most of my military talks, but you can catch me on Tuesdays on KCA Radio 106.5 FM, 1050 AM, the Farron Dozier Show. More of a variety show over there as well. But yeah, here is more of our military community. So what better way to have our guest appear today on this episode of the Farron Dozier Show Trench Talk episode. So right to the deck. We just gonna go right in. How you doing, man?
What up, boy? How you doing,
Everything's
man?
good. Everything's good. Thank you for hanging out today.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thank you for the chance to, get on your platform, speak my truth, tell my story, and things like that. You know how it is.
I appreciate the silver. I'm not by myself.
Yeah. That's right.
I'm not by myself.
It's all good.
So do me a favor. Introduce yourself. Just give a little bit of background. Don't give it all away, and then we'll get started.
Okay. Well, my name is Leon Caldwell. I am the CEO of Evolution Financial Group. I'm from the great state of Alabama. Roll Tide.
Oh, Alabama.
Yeah. I joined the military when I was actually the decision for me to leave home was made for me, but my choice to go to the Navy came shortly after. It was a short period of time, but now I'll be 54 years old this year, and I'm pretty seasoned, based on everything that I've gone through in life, but now I'm doing great thanks to my wife, and she snuck in on me, by the way.
She snuck in on you. All right. Tell her we said hello. Tell her thank you.
Oh, she's right here. I get to say something.
So let's go back in time. And first of all, again, thank you for being here today. We're just gonna go back in time, life before, during, and after service, and then of course what's going on today with you. So Cornelius, his first name, what I know I had issues with my name, so I'm like
the story goes.
Yeah, give us a story. Give us a story.
When the day that I was being born, my mom, she's in labor and delivery or whatever, and she just so happened to be watching Soul Train.
Oh, moms.
Yeah. So that's what they say. But Cornelius, it wasn't cool when I was growing up, but since I've been out here in California, I'm telling you, everybody like, dude, you got a cool name.
I'm trying to tell you.
I'm like, well, no, you tell my friends back in the day, bro, I'd have been called everything. Corny, cornhole, bro.
Welcome to my world. Fahrenheit, Ferrari.
Yep.
Yeah, so welcome to my world.
So literally, I made the decision in the 6th grade. I'm just gonna start writing Leon, and even the teacher was like, "Who the hell is Leon?
Who is Leon?
It's me." So by the time I got past 6th grade, it was on from there. I was good to go. It was Leon for the rest of the time, bro.
Man, we are not different, and I finally embraced my name of Farron because it is Farron. I say Farron, but it is Farron.
Hey, because it sound cool, bro.
Man, Farron, no, but I was doing radio, and about I think I was 46. So I was doing radio, and one of the DJs came in and was like, "Oh man, Fahrenheit playing the hottest hit and the coolest conversation." And I was like, "Oh, I think I like that." So now I re-embrace Farron. So it's for my segment Fahrenheit, but it's like now when people say Farron in front, I'm like, you know what? Just I accept both.
Both. There you go. It is what it is. Hey, even my Hispanic community called me Don Cornelio Leon. Love it.
See, I was thinking like, man, that's a cool name. When I saw it, I was like, why got it in parentheses and Leon? I'm like, okay,
bro, hey, it was a hard life.
There's something to it.
Hard life until I left home.
Our peers are rough on us, aren't they? Our peers, we're gonna talk about that, but our peers, man, we be on each other. But so give me some background, man. Growing up in Alabama, you say you're 54, so there was a lot going on in Alabama.
Child of the 80s, growing up in the South, you don't know any better, things like that. But the one thing I did know was that I did not belong there. As much as I love Alabama, I knew I didn't belong there, because it's one of those things where you're coming up and, because I remember this one day in particular, coming home from school, went to my grandmother's house, used to scoop us up, take us home after that, and they were reading a newspaper or something about some kid had just wrote this poem or something, and it got published in the newspaper. And then I walk in the house and they comparing now, They want to compare. Oh, why don't you this and that? And bro,
Oh,
it frustrated. I had to be 13, maybe 14, and bro, it frustrated me to the point I started crying. I was like, you know what? When I leave here, I ain't never coming back.
woo! There's that. There's
No,
that.
I'm
There's
telling you,
that.
I was so hurt. Now, like I was telling you before, the decision for me to leave home at 18 was already made for me. I just didn't know what I was gonna do or whatever.
Oh
But
my
ended up
goodness!
choosing the Navy, and I didn't think about this till like years, like literally probably maybe 10, 15 years ago. I
Wow.
remembered that day. And literally, I'm sitting there thinking, I was like, oh man, I hadn't been back since. But I go back to visit, but no, I meant what I said. I meant
Yeah.
what I said. But at the same time, you know, had I stayed and, you know, dealing with the same thing over and over again, you know, you're seeing the same thing, bro. It's just like,
Yeah.
no, this is not for me. It's got to be something else out there. So
Yeah.
luckily, I did join the Navy. I mean, literally, I graduated high school in May, turned 18 in July, and August, I was gone.
Now I'm
Hadn't
gonna
looked back.
relate to you. I'm gonna relate to you because my grandfather, my grandmother, and my mom, they were born in Dothan, Alabama. So I got
Oh, from the
I got
house.
some
Yes.
family from Dothan. So and Mobile, Alabama as well. So
Mhm.
and family's still there. So again, what was it like growing up in your environment? You kind of gave me a little bit of what the decision was to get out of there, but give us some background of the dirt, dusty roads. What was it like as a child
Bro,
in that environment?
man, I'm talking summertime, you're outside playing. We ain't got no shoes on. We playing football, baseball, whatever, racing, you know, that's just what
Country
we
life.
did, you know. Then, you know, granddaddy, you know, he used to sit back, tell us stories about when they used to grow up in the country. Now, my family is
Uh-oh.
from Cottonton, Alabama. Now,
Oh my.
just think of the name Cottonton and tell me what you think grows in Cottonton,
Yeah,
Alabama. There
clearly.
you go. All right.
Clearly.
So, you know, we used to go down there a lot, but my granddaddy used to tell us stories about, you know, when my mom and them were like younger, because I had 7 uncles, my mom, and then my aunt.
Okay.
You know, but before that sun go down, they'll tell him, hey, you better come in the house before the Hank come get you. I'm like, what is the Hank?
Wow.
What the hell are they talking about? Or
Wow.
whatever. No, they used to see the ghost of dead slaves walking down the street. So literally, as we coming up, my granddad done told us all these stories. We like, nah. Then I'm hearing these same stories come from my mom, from my uncle. I'm like, okay, there's no way this can't be true. So they'll come up, hey, this Sunday we going out in the country. We're gonna go see, you know, Aunt Dorothy. You go by yourself. I stay here. I ain't going down there.
You ain't gonna catch me in the dark.
But at the same time, you know, but I love the way I grew up, you know, because you know it actually humbles you. You know, I'm still a country boy to this day. You know, we out here in California, but I can't wait to get back to some peace and quiet and just sit on the bank of a river and just go fishing. You know, then with friends, you leave the house early in the morning, riding your bikes. We go down to the state docks because I live from I'm actually from Phoenix City, Alabama, and it's right on the border of Alabama and Georgia. So you got the Chattahoochee River. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Go down the state docks and just be there all day. You know, we was like, you know, I don't know if you ever seen the movie Stand By Me, The Goonies. That was us.
That was us. Yeah. That's
you know,
cool.
So, but you know, I mean, it was fun, but looking back at it, it was like, dude, as an adult, no, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I can't.
So was the military as a child, teenager, was that something you was looking at, or was there a dream, sports, anything?
Nope. Bro, I can't multitask.
Yeah.
I was just trying to graduate high school.
Yeah.
And literally how that conversation came up was, bro, I'm 4 months from graduating.
Okay.
And my mom's sitting at the kitchen table just talking, random. And literally in the middle of the conversation, she just stops like, oh, by the way, when you turn 18, you got to leave my house. And went right back to what she was talking about.
Oh, my goodness.
Bro, the look on my face like, what?
Mom? That's mom's?
Oh, just that quick. But it was the best thing that she could have ever said to me because I hadn't even made any type of plan to actually leave home or do anything. I was just trying to graduate high school.
My
goodness. But at the same time, you know, back in the days, you know, right around spring break and things like that, you know, all the military starts showing up at the high school. And, you know, my boys, they had already started venturing out with the Marine guys. Hey, bro, you need to come with us. I went with them one Saturday. for them doing their little thing. I was like, no, this is too much for me, bro. Y'all run too much. So literally that following week, Navy recruiter showed up. I went with him, and you know, it was done from there. You know, I don't like running, and you know, the Navy's so cool. We only run 3 miles a year, and then they
my goodness.
I was like, yes, this is it.
So it was the running that was the choice. Is that what you're trying to say? Is that what you're trying to say? All right, I got you. What was your mind going through? You know, signing the contract, making that choice or decision, and that process.
Well, honestly, it really didn't hit me until the day that I was leaving for boot camp. Because when I actually joined, you know, they had this program called the delayed entry.
Yeah, the delayed, yeah.
So I joined up literally like April, May, boom. I was in, threw my hand up, took the aspirin. I was good. Came back home to mom. She had to sign my paperwork because I was still 17 or whatever. Now, the thing was, because, you know, I was afraid of my mom. I ain't gonna even lie to you. So we get back, the recruiter sitting there. He started talking to her. Yes, your son did this, you know, signed up and blah, blah, blah. So we're going to need your signature, you know, because he's still 17.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay. So she took the pen, and right before she put that pen to the paper, she stopped and she looked at me.
Ooh.
She was like, you sure you want to do this?
Ooh.
And I was like, Mama, you said I got to go. So, hey, she signed it, and that was it. And literally, I graduated the end of May, turned 18 in July, August 22nd, 1990. She took me up to the Atlanta MEP station where she was going to drop me off.
Wow.
And that was the first time that I can recall, the first time. I'm 18 years old. My mama told me she loved me.
What?
Yes.
So hold on. This is that social emotional conversation that we have, especially as men, that they say that the mother is the son's first love, and the mother's the son, and all that connection. And some people say they never heard their parent tell me I love you. They like, this is real life conversation. How did you, knowing that and hearing that, what was that like?
Dude, it was a shock. I just looked at her like, I don't know. I can't remember nothing past, you know, maybe 5, you know, before 5 years old. I don't know. But
wow,
the day that I left home, and it was a shock to me. I was like, oh my God. And I cried.
Wow.
I did, or whatever. So, but that was cool too. But I got one even better for you. I go through boot camp, August, leave Orlando, January 91, because I went through my schooling and everything. I come back home on leave. I was at home for about 3 weeks. Now, I already got my ship. I don't know where my ship at. I don't know nothing, bro. I'm still 18. I don't know nothing, right? I found out my ship is in the Red Sea. So literally, in flight from Atlanta, Georgia to Sigonella, Italy, the first Scud missile for Desert Storm fires off. But prior to me leaving, talking to my dad. He came down from Chicago to see me before I left, whatever, talking to him a little bit. And that was the first time my dad ever told me he loved me.
Oh my!
Before I'm going off to war.
Come on, man.
Yeah, dude. That's the way it was back then. You know, it wasn't like, you know, the lovey-dovey. No, it was, you know, do what you got to do and that's it, or whatever. You know, I know you love me because, you know, you take care of me or whatever. But you know, it wasn't none of that. It wasn't. So that was hard for me, especially when I had my first family. And
yes, of course.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I want to ask you, before we go, to this next phase of life, the impact of that, as you're saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you look back at your mom and dad's life growing up, and I can only imagine you talking about the South. You talking about their dad, their parents, and what they were in, the situation they were in. Can you see how that conversation gets broken?
Yes.
Right.
As you get older, as you get older and you start looking, because we always blame I blame my parents for this, I blame my parents for that. But there's no instruction manual when it comes down to kids. You're just trying to figure it out. But at the same time, we only do what they did to us or whatever. It just get transferred. So you get to the point where you have to unlearn everything that that you were brought up with and start over with something new. Now, see, I can look back and understand exactly how they grew up. I can understand exactly how they grew up, but at the same time, not I understand. But prior to me actually growing up, it's no, it's your fault. It's your fault. But I can't do that. I have to understand. We only know what was taught to us.
And that's beautiful, because that's one of the things that our organization, we teach EQ Athletics, is going back into the school districts, in the community, having these kind of conversations, because a lot of times that child is looking for something that parent may not be able to give them, and the parents don't know that, hey, I need communication, I need to be listened to, I need to be heard, and if you don't listen to me, guess what I'm gonna do? You're gonna pay attention to me one way or another.
One way or another. There you go.
I'm a bully. I'm gonna get in trouble at school, but you gonna come and see me one way or another. You're gonna pay attention to me. And it's unfortunate, but at the same time, like you said, there's no manual for us as parents. So we push education, because there are conversations that you can go and get educated and learn and unlearn some of the experiences that we grew up. Because I was emotional as a child, so I needed information. But my mom told me, just in my mid 50s, well, your granddaddy, we had to figure it out. So, and I heard her like, well, no wonder, no wonder you couldn't give me that, because you didn't have it to give.
Exactly.
But that's what I needed. So
that's what a lot of us go through. I mean, I tell everybody to this day, you've been in our office. I tell everybody, they be like, dude, you dancing all over. Well, this place makes me happy for one, but at the same time, bro, there's a 15-year-old boy still in here.
Yes.
It don't matter how old I am, and he's anxious to get out, but
we gotta embrace them different ages. So okay, so you sign up, Navy, transition from Alabama to the ship to people from all over the world now in this location. Give me some of that.
Frightened. I was frightened. Look, let me tell you something. When I finally landed on that boat, I'm in the middle of the Red Sea. For one, I just read about it, in social studies. So, I don't, and I'm sitting there. They fly me on the boat. My sponsor come get me, take me to my rack, putting everything away. I'm scared. Can't call my mama because ain't no cell phone. Ain't no cell phone. Ain't no email. None of that. So I'm out there. And I get emotional when I tell this story too, because when I got there, it was time for us to go eat. So we're going to the mess decks and things like that. So they taking me. I'm standing in line like we in prison. I'm standing in line waiting to get my food, and then I walk out on the mess decks. I'm about to get my drink, and I'm just looking. Now, mind you, I'm the youngest person on board too.
Oh my God!
And I'm looking around. I don't know nobody. I came to that boat by myself, and I'm looking around. I was like, oh, dude, what did I get myself into? Literally, off in the distance, I hear, Caldwell.
No.
Like, who the hell? Caldwell. And I'm looking around. I was like, who the hell? Two of my homeboys, both from Alabama.
Come on.
Boot camp company was on that boat, and we was all in the same department.
Oh, come on.
I bust out in tears, dog.
Oh, my goodness.
That's like, oh, yes, I got somebody.
Oh, that's cool.
So scary. It was so scary because, for one, I'm 18. I'm just joining, and I'm already in war.
Yeah,
in war, and that was the scary part. But it was a wake up call. It was a wake up call. I became a man like
right
that quick.
So I want to ask you, can you remember during either basic training or a moment when you got to the ship that your brain clicked from that civilian young teenager, 20-year-old, to that, oh, I'm a Navy?
Oh, well, that was the first night of boot camp.
Give it to me.
That was when the Navy. That was when the Navy still had boot camp in Orlando, Florida, Chicago, and San Diego.
Okay.
I went to boot camp in Orlando.
Okay.
Now, we had already got there late or whatever, right? So they done put us, in our little bunks and stuff like that, and we probably went to sleep 1 o'clock in the morning, bro. About 4 o'clock in the morning, I thought it was an explosion. They throwing trash cans all over the place. Get up! It was like, what the? So bad to where, check this out. I ain't gonna even lie to you. We get Okay, they finally get us situated, and they take us to get a haircut. Now I'd already got my haircut, right? I had my little high top fade or whatever, but then they had, I had my barber like trim it down or whatever, so it'll be good. Now they got to shave the rest of it off. So we standing in line to get our haircut. I get to the front of the line. Now, mind you, I was in marching band all the way through school, so I know how to stand at attention or whatever. Now, I'm standing there. I'm in the front of the line now, and I'm sitting there. All of a sudden, I start getting tunnel vision. Like, I can't breathe. Like, what the hell's going on? Next thing you know, bro, I'm waking up off the concrete.
Oh, my goodness. You locked your knees? Did you lock your knees?
I didn't lock my knees. Bro, I know how to stand at attention. I don't know what the hell happened. It wasn't a panic attack. I mean, I straight passed out. And I get up. Ain't nobody come, like, come, hey, bro, none of that. I stood up, blood dripping out of my chin.
Oh, my goodness.
The company commander looked dead in my face, was like, good acting. Get your ass up in. I was like, whoa.
Good acting.
Meanwhile,
that
I was
was it.
In the barbershop. They got the white tile floors and blood just pouring out of my chin, dude.
Oh, my goodness.
Man, dude, I was like,
welcome to the Navy.
Welcome to the Navy. Yeah. But it was fun, though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Mine was, real quick, we were during weapons qualification, and that day we got smoked so bad, and took a shower, got in my PT gear. I was on the top bunk, and I was just looking up at the ceiling like, what am I doing here? Like, I joined at 19, and I'm like, what am I doing here? And all of a sudden I go to sleep, I wake up the next morning, and it's like my brain clicked, like it just became a routine. Like I took everything that they said serious, like I paid, like it was like my brain clicked that next morning. It was like, and it ain't clicked off.
Yeah.
It ain't clicked off.
Oh, boy, hey, once it's in there, it's hard to get out of it.
Yeah, it's there. So you were in one of the wars that people talk about, that is like the Lost War. It wasn't because it was such a short time frame. How do you feel about the Desert Storm? How do you feel about that era?
Yeah. I tell people like this. I know, okay, all of us, military vets from all different branches. We all talk trash about each other, what each other do and don't do. But I'm gonna tell you something. If you want a war ended quick, let the Navy in there. Because as you can see, they only let the Navy in when they really want to end it. We will turn your house into a glass factory real quick. I'm telling you, bro, we got some stuff. I'm telling you. But that one, it probably lasted about 2 weeks. From the time I got there, by the time I got settled in, it was over.
We were getting ready to ramp up to go.
And
they were like, oh no. They was like, oh no, it's over. We good. We was like, what? We are panicking. I'm nervous. We like, what? We can mobilize. What? They're like, yeah, we get ready to go. Desert Storm. We're like, what? Then next thing you know, like a weekend, it was like, oh no, it's over. It's good.
It's over. It's done.
I was like, what? Okay, cool.
See, hey, you can thank us for that.
We appreciate. Thank you. What, looking back in this Navy career that you had, what sticks out for you the most in your Navy career?
Oh man, dude. For one, being able to see the world.
That y'all do.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I saw a lot of it. Had so much fun. Fun. But all of the brothers that I met along the way. We all talk about, oh, my brother it is, my brother that. Dude, I have over 2,000 brothers.
Wow.
Every week. And we keep in touch. We got our little chats. We all on Facebook and things like that, because I was on 3 different ships.
Okay.
The first ship just happened to be decommissioned. I haven't really kept in touch with anybody from there, because I don't even think, I have no clue. But my second ship and my last ship, all of us, we keep in touch with each other. Sometimes, we have little get-togethers, depending on where it is, things like that. But the people that I'm close with was people from my last ship, because we had this conversation. I told you, I'm a plank owner of the USS Bonhomme Richard. We commissioned that ship in August of 1998. And during COVID, our home burned down Pierside out here in San Diego, and it hurt her so bad. She was barely 22 years old. You know, ships like that, they go 40, 50 years or whatever. So I'm only probably one of, 1,100 sailors that has the commissioning and decommissioning coin of a ship. And that one was near dear to my heart right there. That one was, that one gets me emotional too. My wife, she was like, she didn't understand because I was telling her, that's my boat. That's my boat.
Yeah.
She was like, it's a ship. I was like, no, you don't understand. That's just like, you just built your home and then you come up the street one day and it's on fire and it's gone.
Yeah.
It hurt like that.
Emotional connection.
Yeah. And we're trying, bro, we put our blood, sweat, and tears into that boat, man.
Yeah.
For real. But
that I want to just kind of laugh with you for a little bit. As an Army veteran, we hear that some of your shifts, the rotations of your shifts, y'all have some hot racks. Can you let the people know about the hot racks?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you something about hot racking. Okay, hot racking, you don't never have hot racking on regular ships. Now, no. Submarines. Okay.
Oh, submarines in hot rack. Oh, is that what you're saying? Is that what it is?
I've got another little story. I did go to submarine school briefly in '97. I went from it might have been like from August to December or something like that.
Okay.
So I did go to sub school. Now, any submariners out there, look, y'all are some bad dudes, man, because mentally, you got to be prepared for that. Straight up. It's don't get me wrong, it's fun. They got some great trainers, little training modules and things like that. But to actually go down on them and you got to stay quiet.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. You remember down Periscope?
Yeah, my favorite movie.
Drop 45 cents. I know. No, it ain't like that, bro. But dude, it's because what happened to me, I actually volunteered out of it, and that's how I ended up on Richard.
You volunteered out of it?
Yeah, I got out of that. I was like, I'm not going down there.
Wow.
One of my good friends that I had met along the way there, he actually went on. And me and him reconnected because he ended up on shore duty like 3 years later out here in San Diego. We connected. That's my guy. But that wasn't the guy that I met back in Connecticut.
Wow. So let's go there, right? So transition and change for some of us. Some are prepared, some are not prepared. I was not prepared because I got out medically, not by choice. But how was your transition out?
Well, mine, it was actually, I'm going to say it was pretty flawless because I had made up in my mind that I was going to get out because I did 15 years. Now, I wanted to do 20, but when you talk to your detailer after you've done your shore duty and you want to, hey, I want to go here, I want to go there. Available? No, because I'm a boiler technician. Oh, I didn't know at the time they had already started transitioning all the steamships to Japan. No, bro, I'm not going to Japan. I'm not going to Japan. No, you send me to Japan when I'm, 18, 19 years old. Like I'm in my almost in my mid 30s. My kids about to, go to high school. Like, no, I can't do that. So that's when I made that choice to get out. So I had already made up in my mind this is going to be a smooth transition because what I had started to do was look for jobs while I was still in. So I was looking for stuff. Yeah. So the transition was easy. So I ended up literally as I got out, I actually got hired on at a biotech company out in Oceanside, California.
Okay.
So I was there for maybe a little over a year, left there, and then I ended up at St. Jude Medical Center out here in Fullerton, California.
No kidding.
12 years. Yeah, I did 12 years there. After like the first year and a half, I went just from being the plant operator to the plant operations supervisor.
No kidding.
Yeah. So then, transitioned out of that. And now I'm in aerospace. And thanks to my wife, we own a company. so yeah, we it's been good. It's been good. There was some downfall, along the way. But at the same time, I came out and, there is life after the military. Yeah. Even though our mental is off, it takes some time. It takes some time because I'm not going to say all of it was good. I've been through some bad days. You know, I still have some bad days, but
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
you gotta find somebody to talk to and somehow get out of it, because it's you know, it's rough at first. It is rough
Yeah.
at first, but military never leaves you.
Yeah, no. I tried. I made one attempt to try to peel it off and let it go, and even God was like, "No, that's a part of who
Yeah,
I
that's
need you
you.
to be." Yeah,
Yeah, that's part of your story now.
you can't run from that. Yeah, you can't run away from that one. You can run from some other identity
Yeah.
crisis, but that ain't gonna be one. That ain't gonna be one to run
Yeah.
from. So I embrace that. Your family. Do you want to say how your family impacted by that, or that life in
Well,
service, or your wife? What did
that
she say about that?
I'm actually on my second marriage,
Okay.
but the impact that it took on my family, because I do have 2 older kids.
Okay.
You know, I have a daughter. She lives in Vegas. She has my 3 grandbabies with her husband.
Hey.
She's 32. My son, he lives in South Carolina. He's 30.
Okay. Okay.
But you know, that was my previous marriage. So now, as far as that goes,
Yeah.
I was gone a lot, bro.
Yeah.
When I come back, you know, I try to get it in as much as I can, you know,
Yeah.
but especially being on a new ship or whatever,
Yeah.
but we was always gone. Or
Training.
so, yeah, dude, you know, and it was bad. Now, my kids do know their daddy love them. They do know that, but our dynamic is different.
Yeah.
From them and my 2 younger ones that I have now.
For sure.
Or whatever, because I come home every day. And I
Yeah.
get to see everything that I missed out on with them. No, they're not jealous or anything like that or whatever. I
Yeah.
never forced my 2 little ones on them, but they treat them, hey, that's my little brother, that's my little sister,
For sure.
or whatever, because they do understand. But it was harder for me with them because I missed out on a lot, and at the same time, okay, am I a good dad? Yeah, I'm protecting. Yeah, technically I'm protecting them because I'm protecting the country. But at the same time, I come home, I try to get it in, but I got to go.
Yeah.
You know, I got to end up going. So that was hard. But, you know, me and my current wife, we've been together since about 2014, 2015.
Okay.
It's been way different. It's been way different. You know, we had our little boy. He's 9 now. We had him October of 2016. Then my little girl came a few years later. She's a COVID baby. She was born just before, literally a month before they shut the country down. You know, but you know, looking at both of them and being able to come home every day, yes, we spoiled the hell out of them. Hugging them, kissing them, because the same thing I'm doing with them was what I was doing with my older kids. But when I was at home, they didn't get it every day like my 2 younger ones. So, I mean, the dynamic is different, but at the same time, it's all the same love. But you know, it's
real. No,
yeah, it is real.
It's real. And because looking back, we understand when you do your work and self-examine yourself and heal from your past wounds, you understand that as a child, all we want is your time. I don't care where you at. I want your money or I want your time. And we don't realize that as parents or in the careers that we have, that sometimes that child doesn't understand because the mind of a child, and then now, you know, they're gonna make up their story about you anyway. They're gonna make it a story about you anyway.
Grow up. It's like,
oh yeah,
now I get it. Now I get it.
That was my middle daughter. She was like, after she got her freedom, she was like, "Well, dang, Dad, you was in the military. You couldn't be here." You know, but how many? She was in her 20s though when she realized that. So we had to go back and reconcile and take care of that past, because it was the time that all 3 of my daughters, they wanted that time, and so if each one responded to that lack of time differently, and two of the 3 were very hurt behind that not being present. Definitely can relate to you.
No, I get it.
I'm gonna ask you this, because I didn't realize this until dealing with my own mental toughness and mental health issues. A light bulb came on that at 19 years old, I had given my life to death. That's how I looked at that. Have you ever looked at signing up in the military that you could possibly, that could be your life, or wasn't even the thought process back then?
It never occurred to me. But as scared as I was when I was going over to that, when I was flying over that ocean in that helo, I was like, bro,
this is it.
Yeah, but I never
thought about it.
I never even thought about it. Yeah, I never even thought about it. that I can recall.
Yeah,
but it's a scary.
I didn't either. I didn't either until I got out. I'm talking years later. After like this is like a couple years back that I'm trying to peel off those layers, and I'm like, man, the military. One thing they can guarantee you is your life could be taken. That's
at any point in time. Yes.
Right.
Yep. And don't think, oh, bro, look, don't think everybody on this earth loves the United States.
Thank you. No, we do not all do it for God and country. We do not all do that for God and country.
So many fights and problems.
Yes.
Just trying to go, be in the culture of the country that we in, and you always got somebody. You always got somebody everywhere you go. And always. And see, that's why I got PTSD because of them fools. I got that quick reaction. They call it intermittent explosive disorder. I call it snap and pop.
Exactly. All right, check this out. This is the Farron Dozier Show on the Military Broadcast Radio Network. Leon Caldwell is here, ladies and gentlemen, sharing his life before, during, and after service. We're going to play a couple of PSAs, come back, and we're going to talk about what he's up to today in life right now. So again, thank you for listening in the Farron Dozier Show. We're still working out the fatherhood conversation. I'm waiting for the gentlemen to log in, but they'll be logging in shortly. But again, thank you, man, for being open and sharing your life with us.
Oh, yes, sir. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you so much. All right, let's play a PSA. What we got? Let's go here. Do you remember studying sickle cell in biology class? What's the Count on Sickle Cell Trait Prevention is here to bring you awareness, education, and prevention conversations around the risk factors of this inherited gene. Visit wdconsct.org. Zetovia salve, made from natural and organic ingredients, good for inflammation, poor circulation, hemorrhoids, yeast infection, lip sores, dry coughs, eye pain, minor cuts and bruises, and ready to purchase at botanicaherbalco.com. botanicaherbalco.com. botanicaherbalco.com.
Muchos de nosotros nos vemos afectados por la enfermedad. Muchos de nosotros nos vemos afectados por la enfermedad de células falciformes a diario y un número creciente simplemente no nos damos cuenta. Los impactos de esta enfermedad afectan a todas las personas y en especialmente a las personas de color y con antecedentes diversos. Estar en servicio conmigo y con los demás a medida que creamos una mayor conciencia sobre cómo identificar y dirigir el tratamiento de los rasgos de células falciformes y ayudar a las familias a saber cómo superar el trastorno de células falciformes. WDCONS.
Do you remember studying sickle cell in biology class? What's the Count on Sickle Cell Trait Prevention is here to bring you awareness, education, and prevention conversations around the risk factors of this inherited gene. Visit wdconsct.org. All right, so I just want to make a quick announcement for those of you who follow along. That sickle cell trait conversation is very, 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 very important. Again, I'm an advocate for sickle cell trait. So if you have questions or you know someone who has that inherited gene, and just so you know, it has a purpose. They say the body created that defective gene to combat malaria. That's why African Americans, we are number one, because of course, in that part of the world, malaria is present. And so people would die from malaria. So the body created that defective gene and we were able to survive malaria. Now, in 2026, we're all blended. If you do your DNA research, you might find out that you got a little bit of this and a little bit of that and all this parts of the world, right? So yes, African Americans were number one because of Africa and again, malaria presence there, but you could be Caucasian, Mediterranean, Asian, the Latin community, Hispanic community is number two. And each region has their own type of red blood cell condition that combats malaria. So you could be Filipino, Asian descent, and you might have thalassemia in your bloodline, which is also our cousin we call of sickle cell because it also combats malaria. So there's C trait, there's D trait, there's OARAP, there's Monroe. There's hundreds of different types of red blood cell conditions out there that protected your culture from malaria. However, if two people have those inherited genes and have a baby, you could pass those inherited genes to that child, which is a baby being born with a type of sickle cell SS or SC or SD or SE or sickle beta thalassemia. Those are different types of conditions that you may be watching the news, excuse me, that there's no universal cure, right? We've seen cure likes, we see things that they're doing, stem cell transplants, bone marrow transplants. Yes, we advocate for that if the family chooses to do that. However, there are some of our community members that are like, no, I'm good. I'm just gonna rock with it and live with it and take care of myself, take care of my health. But there is no universal cure for sickle cell. As a sickle cell trait carrier, we are not supposed to have complications. However, when you look in the medical books, we definitely discovered that sickle cell trait carriers can have complications, pain. I've had pain in my left arm since I was 2 years old. And then I experienced that exertion with rhabdomyolysis and collapse and almost died from that. And then we've seen that worst cases, people have been playing sports, exercising, military, professional athletes, skiing in Denver, Colorado, or hanging out in Cheyenne, Wyoming. And because of the oxygen levels are thin, people have had episodes and at worst case, cardiac arrest, and they have heart attacks and they've passed away. With the rhabdomyolysis, anybody can experience rhabdo. That was part of my condition at first that they called it was rhabdomyolysis. That is a skeletal muscular disorder. That means that the myoglobin in the muscles can break down when they break down from either dehydration, or you can have another type of inherited gene or a skeletal muscular disorder gene that can be triggered from exercising or exertion or a fall that could cause that gene to express itself. And then rhabdomyolysis kicks in, which is the creatinine kinase levels, CK levels. And for some people, that has caused health complications and also sudden death because of that conversation. So rhabdomyolysis alone, anybody can experience that. So our campaign is for hydration, for all athletes, military, for people who just going to 24-hour fitness, just working out, hanging out. You never know, right? Because you're supposed to drink half your body weight in ounces of water per day to avoid dehydration. Half your body weight in ounces of water per day to avoid dehydration. So most people, when I do my talks, are walking around dehydrated already. And then you want to go to the gym and exercise. Or you got these athletes who are playing sports, wanting to make that team, make it to that next level of sport. And they push their bodies. They don't pay attention to the dehydration or the fatigue. And what happens is they have episodes in cardiac arrest, and people have died from playing sports and military. So I advocate for that whole conversation. Yes, sickle cell trait is one, but we advocate for all of that because, again, we don't get to say so when, where, why, or how people die. But some of these deaths we see that could be preventive, that could be premature, right? So the knowledge, the information for people to understand, pay attention to your body. That's the best that I could tell you. Pay attention to your body, but also your hydration, your food, all that stuff, detoxing, all that stuff is very important, especially if you're out here exercising in the heat. Number one for us. So that conversation is important. Lived experience. I advocate for that. And I'm blessed to be able to share my story, that God allowed me to experience that, and then to now become an advocate. So that was my what's next. You heard Leon, he found his what's next over there. We all, as veterans, I'm going to tell you, if you ask any veteran, what we miss the most is what you see me and Leon right here. That's camaraderie. It doesn't matter what branch of service. It doesn't matter what age. It doesn't matter. I meet Vietnam, World War II veteran, Korean era, and just being in the service, that brother, that sisterhood is so important. That is it is a brother and sisterhood. But sometimes our identity from myself, mine was trapped in my rank and my uniform. So my transition was very difficult because my identity was trapped from a basketball player to military soldier, and then now to what? A disabled veteran? You mean I can't be in the military no more? I wasn't prepared. So for me, the identity, that change and transition was difficult. A lot of us spend our time trying to figure out what's next, right? So there's a lot of pride. There's a lot of ego. Yes, we have it all. There's a lot of confidence, duty, honor, courage. We have all that. But some spaces in our life, we don't have that. And so trying to fill that space, trying to fill that void, sometimes I thank you for your services is not what we need. Sometimes people need support. We need help. We need contributions to programs so that I'm not a combat veteran, right? A lot of times I didn't think I fit in the VA programs because if felt like I'm a circle and those programs are squares, then how do I fit in there? Yeah, but you know what? Not everybody's a combat veteran, right? But we all served. As far as our women veterans, you served too, so you were entitled to your benefits. So we advocate for our female veterans as well. Please, if you have served any amount of time, just make sure you go to the VA, file your claims, and make sure that you are covered and protected, right? Because you could be having some income for your life and for your family for the rest of your life, right? And so there's things that you are entitled to for serving. Other than that transition and change. So for my brothers and sisters in arms, don't lose yourself in that uniform, right? That's what you get to do. That's not who you are, right? So you serve, you wear that uniform, but don't lose connection to your family. Don't lose connection to things that you care about in the world. I get to deal with my basketball identity. I can't play ball like I used to. So I get to be the owner of 3 basketball ABA teams. And I get to now fulfill that ego, that identity to help develop these players. These guys are still chasing hoop dreams. They're in their 20s and 30s and 40 years old, still chasing that basketball dream. But I'm chasing mine as an owner, right? And even with these players, it's the same conversation that you look at athletes and military. We're not different because of that uniform. Not right or wrong, good or bad, but these guys are chasing that hoop dream for one more opportunity to go overseas, to shoot that jumper, to be in a professional status. And we provide that. But my question is, what's next? Are we going to take our knowledge and give it back to the next generation of sports, the next generation of our athletes? Maybe that child might learn from us. Maybe you mean I can get another job? I don't have to play basketball? Like, you mean there's other jobs I could do? Yes, there are other jobs. And even for those of you in my sickle cell community, or you live with a chronic disorder or whatever you live with, guess what? Or a disabled veteran, you can still be a part of a team in another job. You don't have to be the one catching the pass or shooting the jumper on the court. There are other jobs that you can get, right? So as we talk about this last piece of conversation with Leon about what he's up to today, listen, find your space. We're all born for a reason. We're all born for a conversation, and maybe that conversation that you don't think nobody cares about. That's how I feel. I don't think nobody cares about sickle cell trait. And then so somebody collapses. And it's like, Farron, you better go share your message. So search your heart. Search your heart. It's not about making money. People make millions of dollars and are not fulfilled. We see it every day. It's not about the money. The money is the power to buy the things and do the things, but still being fulfilled is most important. So you may have something inside you that you care about, art, whatever that is. Go to school for that. Get your education in that, and then now you'll be fulfilled in whatever money you make, right? That's most important. So thank you for tuning in today. Let me bring up Leon back to the deck. Man. All right, man. I met you through Randy. Shouts out to Randy, man. Randy has been nothing but a blessing, my guy. Randy has, man, we hit it off at this park in Paris, California, man. I set up my sickle cell trait booth, man, and I was passing out my information, talking to parents and stuff. And he was one of the dads. My banner fell over, and he was like, "Well, man," he's like, "Man, maybe you should tie it to the thing." And so we tied up, and we just hit it off. We just talked about life. I spoke, shared what I was up to. I listened to him. I listened to his heart. Listened to the words he chose, and I'm like, bro, like we not different, man. We all growing up as men, trying to figure out who we are. Identity crisis and all these things. We suffer in silence, man. And so it was like, man, we haven't stopped talking since. And that's been
Randy, that dude, man. Randy, that dude. He was like, bro, cool, you got to get on the show. I was like, okay.
Oh yeah, he's my man. 50 grand now. We friends, man. We not acquaintances. We friends, man. I really appreciate his conversations and his family, beautiful family, man. And so for you, tell us what you're up to today, man.
Okay. Well, thanks to my wife. She tricked me into a business. I love her to death. I love her to death. Because
how do you get tricked? How do you get tricked?
Bro, she tricked. Okay, look. Okay. There's one topic in the underserved communities, our community, the Hispanic community, that if it comes up, people look at you like you crazy. Man, get out of my face. I don't want to hear nothing about that. And that's life insurance. But she wasn't talking to me. She didn't pitch it the right way. My wife's a real estate agent, and she had started in 2018, whatever. But coming after after COVID hit or whatever, she saw, you know, how the market was gonna change. So she started looking for different avenues, because that's the Long Beach hustler in her mind or whatever.
I seen the Instagram post about the license plate.
You know what I'm talking about. So anyway, so
LBC when you get
So she pitched it to me at first, and I was like, no, I'm not doing. Show me the little Zoom. Yep, I ain't trying to hear none of that. So what she decides to do, August of 2022, she was like, babe, we going to Vegas, and because it's one of our friends' birthdays, and we gonna kick it. I was like, oh, I'm in. You know, I'm all about having fun, dude. I'm all about that.
Oh, that's cool.
On our way up there. Now, we already passed Barstow at this point, so we already have
ain't no turning back. Ain't no turning back. Ain't no turning back.
The dude who done recruited her in the business, hey, where you guys at? I was like, why is he calling us? I don't know. But I was so mad. I was hot from that point on. So anyway, so we get up there, end up at the MGM Grand, got to check in. I'm looking around, but I'm trying to be mad. I'm trying to be hot. Right. I am mad, but at the same time, I'm looking like, okay, I see a whole lot of us. Okay, all right, but still, I'm upset. So the following morning, get up, get our coffee. The event starts at 9. So I'm taking my time, get my little Starbucks and all that good stuff. And we walk in, bro. It sounded like I was walking into a club. The DJ was going, bro. It was like 12 to 15,000 agents.
What?
Us, Hispanics, a few other people sprinkling around. What the hell is going on right now? I'm still trying to be mad. 9 o'clock comes, host comes on, introduces Nelly. I get an hour and a half concert from Nelly.
Oh, no way.
Okay, I'm still trying to be mad, but who are these people? That same, I was in it by noon. I was in it, bro. That same event, there was Layla Ali.
What?
Had nothing to do with being the daughter of Muhammad Ali and boxing. None of that. It was business, business, money. Same event also, Shaq. Wow. Business and money. So I've been looking for how money actually works. She was bringing it to me. She was bringing me into it, but I was running away from it. So by the time that event was over, you know, we come back. I joined, got my license, and here we are. 2026. Now we're brokers in the company. We own our own agency. We're in financial services. We offer everything from life to health insurance. We do annuities, 401k, 403b rollovers, and things like that. But the key, you know, ingredient about our company is we don't charge anything for our clients. We don't charge anything. Any money that gets transacted is between the client and the insurance agent. We're just the middleman, but we work. Yeah, but we have access to over 475 different carriers.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's how we're able to, you know, help people, you know, move their money, protect their families and things like that.
So can we be honest? Can we be honest? That seems to be a common conversation when people are approached, right? About life insurance and these kind of conversation, right?
Yep.
And so for me, it's like there's a way that you have to establish trust. I don't even like to use trust because we lack self-confidence anyway. So before trust, it's got to deal with the confidence. So how do you manage that when you come to a person and you talk about my money? It's like, bro, I'm not like, especially if my relationship to money is I got to hold on to it, or you know. So we all have relationships to money in our own different ways. How do you meet that person where they are so they don't feel like you're trying to get something from it, or you the one trying to get my money?
Yeah. No. I get it. No. Because the one thing that we as PHP Evolution, the one thing we don't sell. The products sell themselves. I'm here to educate you. Because if people understand how these things work and how life insurance works, they'll be more inclined to, let me see that product. Because this is the main thing that's out there. You have a lot of wealthy people out there. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
Does anybody ever ask the question on how they're able to maintain and keep all their wealth and pass it down from generation to generation to generation?
Of course not.
Bro, life insurance. And it's not death insurance anymore. It's life insurance. Living benefits. You can access up to a certain amount of your death benefit while you're still alive. So now, wouldn't you be able to have options to go find something, find a cure or some type of research to give you the option to fix what's trying to end your life.
Yeah.
That's what life insurance is all about. So like I said, I don't sell life insurance. I have access to those companies, but I'm here to educate you on how these things work. And that's my sole purpose. And at the same time, as grown men, if we sitting around talking, having a conversation, having a cigar, whatever it is, there's one thing that always comes up in conversation. Money.
Oh,
you have a problem. You have a problem with your 401k, bro. Let me show you. And then I do my little thing. I show them how the wealthy do it, how the more educated actually do it. Because the thing is, the education is out there. We're just not looking for it.
And we got, and our culture as black people, we spend a lot of money on stuff. Well, stuff that we want to. But again, for me, I look back at like, but it's that misconception. Like it's that lack of, like it's that lack of awareness. Like we see, how you doing all of that over there, but then when it's time to put your foot, get on the court with that conversation, it's like, I can't. You burning money over here at Starbucks and McDonald's and all this other and
thank you.
But it's a tough conversation.
It is. No, well, at the same time, it depends on who you're talking to. But at the same time, I have actually found something where, every place I've been, I could be me. But this, bro, I love this. I'm passionate about it. So I can sit here and have a conversation with you about money and, and actually ensure that I'll be able to protect you, your family, your money, and things like that. Once you understand, bro, we family at that point because you stuck with me for the rest of your life.
Yeah. And that could be a key. Like you said, it's just the ability to have that conversation. Meet people where you're at. Meet people where they are.
Yeah,
and then,
that's it. And at the same time, you got insurance on this.
Oh, don't we?
You got insurance on your car. So you mean to tell me your phone and your car more important than your life?
We swim in we swim in denial. Not the river. We swim in denial. And having those death conversation of transitioning and we know it's there, but it's like,
that's the one thing we all got in common. Look, if you own your home, a bank has a life insurance policy on you. Because I give you this money to go buy this house. You pass away, how am I gonna get my money back?
Yeah.
If they can get one on you, why can't you have one on yourself to keep that home in your family? These are the things that we talk about.
Yeah.
And it ain't like a pushy conversation, just regular conversation.
Yeah.
So
for sure. Thank you.
That's what I found. I'm able to have like regular conversations with people and just, let them know this, let them know that. Next thing you know, not long after, hey, bro, can you, let's sit down and have a conversation. We can do that. We can do that. And, me here in our office, you've been in our office, being here in this office, I have the benefit and the pleasure of being the only military person here. So,
so
I get all the military, and I'm 5-0 when it comes down to we get out, bro. And we get out, we all kinds of jacked up. I'm 5-0 when it comes down to get my brothers insured.
Come on.
Yes.
Now I'm true story. I got medical retired, all that stuff, and I knew I didn't take the SGLI when you get out. I didn't take that.
Well,
right.
Well, while you're in the SGLI, the beneficiary to that SGLI is them.
Yeah.
It's them, not your family. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I knew this whole time. I've been retired 13 years, and I knew my house, all this stuff. I want to make protected from my daughters, and now I'm having grandchildren, and it was like okay, and like how much time I got, and my dad passed away. It's like how much time I got, and I started looking at all that, and like okay, I better go get something and get this trust and get this insurance so that I could. I mean, they got the house, so I'm at least leave it in the way that it's beneficial to my family, and so I did that. I did that and just took the step and did it, and I don't feel no different.
No, you don't feel no different.
I don't feel no different.
Well, it gives you peace of mind to the point to where you're not passing on debt.
Yeah.
you're passing on wealth. It says it in the Bible. You know,
Yeah.
every man should pass on an inheritance or whatever.
Yeah.
You're not passing on that debt, and all that debt just get added on top of their debt, and then they pass it on to their kids, and then we just repeating the same cycle over and over and over again. And it's got to stop somewhere. It's got to start and stop somewhere or whatever. In my family, it stopped and started with me.
And we see, you know, a lot of, and when transition happens, car washes GoFundMe has been one of the biggest.
Those are not life insurance policies.
Those have been like what people go to because they don't have that. Even I tell even my dad, in April, my dad passed in May. In April, he comes to me like, "Oh, can you loan me some money to buy a car?" I'm like, "For what?" Like, bro, you walking with a cane, your equilibrium is off. Like, what you? But he fight for his independence. And so I asked him, I'm like, "Man, do you have any life insurance?" He's like, "No." I said, "Well, who's gonna take care of your stuff?" "You are." And he was right. And the next month he transitioned, and I was only blessed because I was in TV broadcasting school at the time. So my post 9/11 GI Bill, I was getting paid to go to school, so I was able to take one of those checks. So I took one of those checks and just paid for his cremation, and it was almost the same amount. So I got it. I wasn't mad or nothing, but it was like he had no life insurance, he had nothing. And it's like, oh, like we want to buy a car, but you don't have nothing for, and you're gonna leave it to me. So it was like, I get it. It's a tough.
We think though,
it's a tough conversation, but it is so important. It is so important to understand that, and for me, it's like number one is we have a relationship to money.
Yes.
And until you understand that as a person for yourself.
Until you understand how that money works, I'm telling you.
It worked because my dad told me at 8 years old to save your money for a rainy day. Well, that's a cliche, Pops. I'm 40 something years old. What does that mean? I'm 8. Yeah. What does that mean? But I realized that even when he told me that, I never knew that, but I saved my money, but I never did nothing with it because I'm waiting for this one day of this rainy day.
Well, you was waiting on me to help you put that money somewhere to where it's gonna.
I was suffering, not buying things, right? Not living my life because I'm trying to figure out when the rainy day came, it was like, oh shoot, like this is what he was talking about. Yeah. And you know, it was difficult to pay those fees, but you know, it was part of the process. So I just share with people, you gotta be able to, for yourself, to have these kind of conversations. What is your relationship to money? Because my dad's money, his money was evil, so he spent it all, so he didn't have it.
It was the root of all evil.
The root of all evil, right? So in reverse, he spent it all because it was evil. And it's like, so we have to really, as people, we got to understand how you grew up in your environment and how that looks for us. You could be stuck, even having money like that. You could still be stuck in life. So
you can. All
right.
We got policies on everybody. You know, all those people like, no, I'm good. Nope. Got a policy on you because if anything happens, I got your living benefits and I got your death benefit. No, we're not dealing with none of that because I know I'm gonna be the first one everybody call.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
We take care of that.
All right, I'm gonna let you get anything you want to say to the listeners, man. Did I miss anything? Let me see. What did I cover? Wait, hold on. I heard something about a marching band.
Yeah, bro, I was in the band. Let's go back. Bro.
Let's go back.
Rewind the tape, bro.
Marching band.
I'm from a musical family as it is. I'm from the musical family as it is. You know, my family's all in gospel and stuff like that.
Okay, here we go.
I grew up around music a lot, so of course, I'm gonna join the band or whatever. Okay. So I ended up getting in high school in the drum line, doing my little thing. So as I, got older, I got to become, drum line section leader. So if you look, you go back to the movie Drumline.
I'm thinking that's what I'm referencing.
I'm Devin Miles, but I knew how to read music. That was me. And in the South too. Oh, bro, that was our business, dude. Now ask me if I can play now.
Where did it go? You don't got the paradiddle no more? Where's the paradiddle?
No paradiddles, no flams.
Come on. You lost
no rolls and nothing. Hey, the Navy took all that away from me. I told you I can't multitask, bro. It all went away.
You still got your border tech. You still got your border tech skills though.
Huh?
You still got your border tech skills though. I bet you got them skills.
Oh yeah, well, I deal with that every day. Hey, it's a boiler in every house in America. Yep, that hot water heater. That is a boiler.
Hot water heater. I'm telling you.
Yeah, man. But all in all, I've had a good time. I've had a good life. Other than the ups and downs,
Of course.
It's great. There is life after the military.
Yeah.
And for all you guys out there that's going through some stuff, I know it's easier for us to talk to each other because we can't, it's hard for somebody else who's not us to understand what we're talking about, what we're going through. You always got your brothers, man. You always got your brothers. So hey, keep in touch with them. Stay on this platform because you're gonna get what you need. You're gonna get what you need. Just keep talking to your brother.
It's funny you say that because I again, when I joined at 19, man, when my mind clicked over, they embedded in us that civilians are not going to understand you. Civilians are not going to understand you, and I took that to heart. Like, okay, so it's like a disconnect, and I was already emotionally disconnected and my childhood issues. So the military just reinforced all of the. Oh, you mean I could cut my feelings off and be okay with it? Oh yeah. Oh, so no emotions. Icebox.
Yeah, hey. My wife said the same thing. Are you excited? I'm like, yeah, but you don't show it. I'm like, dude, I am excited because it's just like.
Yeah, it's like,
but I'm excited. That's just what we used to, bro. Yeah,
that's what we used to. So in that transition, even me joining the Bloomington Chambers of Commerce, it was like, I don't need no network. I'm like, well, I don't even like people. Like, I don't even want to be around people. Like, y'all a bunch of civilians. It's like, but I had to realize I had to come out of that because I'm gonna end up being the Lone Ranger or Han Solo, right? Yeah. And then it's just and all this work that I want to accomplish in the community. So it's like, okay, let me see how people. And so I had to literally go through my own process and restore my own self to like, okay, how can I connect with these civilians? Well, you know what? I don't understand Farron. So then why am I going to pressure you to understand me? So then what's there? And then so God showed me, the Holy Spirit showed me relatedness. If you could relate to one another, you could talk about anything on the planet.
Yep. That's why
so the relatedness.
That's why when we get together, we just talk like we just met and can talk about anything.
Yeah, we just met. We like I shook his hand. I think when I came to the office that one day, that was all the contact we had. And then Randy's like, "Hey, he ready to get on the show?" Ooh, I didn't do no research. We talked for a little bit just to make sure everything was cool. Everything you saw here was natural.
Yeah,
my shows are 99.9% organic conversation. So thank you for your confidence in having me and to be here with you, man, and just hang out today.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. And also, if anybody want to reach out to me for a little bit of education, I'm down with that. You can reach me on my IG handle. That is at Caldwell _Evolution Financial. Once again, that's at Caldwell _Evolution Financial.
And he's tagged in the banners and all the posts that we did and all the reposts that we'll be doing from the show will be there. All right. Now, did I miss anything? Anything you want to say? Anything you want to shout? People you want to shout out? Who you want to give some shout outs to?
Shout out to my boy Randy. My boy Randy. I hope you're going to be here tonight. We're getting ready for you, bro. I love you to death, man. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Man. Thank you. No, I own these basketball teams and definitely, my players probably need, men, we need services, all kinds of services. What's your view on basketball? Do you engage in, you got a basketball favorite team or sports?
Well, basketball, any team out of Atlanta is going to be my team.
Oh Lord.
Because that was the closest to us. But at the same time, I do have a former Division I women's basketball player on my team. She's one of my agents out in LA. Oh yes, she has a foundation that she's actually starting. We actually helping her out with. It's called OmniBless.
Okay.
Whatever. So one day I could connect you guys so y'all can talk and things like that. That's my girl. Her name is Jasmine Crawford. She graduated and played ball for Western Kentucky University.
Yeah, I got a sports show. We do sports talk on both platforms, so that's why I was asking what your when football season kick. What about your football team? So you're a Falcon? As you saying you're a Dirty Bird too?
Yep, Falcons, baby.
Oh my goodness!
Hey, what? Look,
it's cool. It's cool.
It's gonna be all right. And always, I was born into the University of Alabama. Roll Tide. Hey, live and die, man. Live and die.
I believe someone said that you hit one shot on me, but did y'all have some? Y'all had an event somewhere and y'all was playing basketball. So somebody said you could shoot. You made one shot on me.
Oh, Randy tried to get me. I had to get to him. He was like, and I'm out there like, bro, I'm too old for this. I'm like 54. He was like, you ain't no 54. Randy tried to get me, bro. I ate Randy up. On him. I ate Randy up. Now, don't get me wrong. I felt it for the next 4-5 days, though.
Don't we?
I had to go home, take that Epsom salt bath. I'm like, no, I am not going out there again. No, sir.
All right.
Too often be doing that.
I appreciate your time, man. I'm gonna let you get out of here. Thank you again for hanging out with me and sharing your story, life before, during, and after military service, man.
I appreciate you having me, brother. Hopefully, I'll be back soon.
We'll catch up like mustard.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you later on, man.
All righty.
All right.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Farron Dozier Show right here on the Military Broadcast Radio Network. I'm trying to find out where the men's conversation is at, but guess what? If it doesn't happen today, we will reschedule it. We've been here for 95 minutes. So again, thank you for listening in. I'm gonna play another couple of PSAs and I'm just gonna check out of here. I got class tonight myself on personal development education. So shouts out to Renata again. Thank you for putting that together. Sometimes things don't work out the way they work out. And this is live, so they're not here. But gentlemen, if you watch this, you are more than welcome to reschedule, come back, and have these conversations. It is almost Father's Day, coming up this weekend, right? So I guess I'll end it with that conversation. Man, my dad, my father. When I think about my father, I think about his Volkswagen Bug. He bought brand new off the showroom floor. His powder blue Cougar with the vinyl top. Teaching me how to color. Taking me to Wiener Schnitzel, to the park, to the beach, watching the airplanes land at LAX. It's like he was standing on top of his car, and it's like I could touch the wheels we were right in the runway. And I love my dad, and he got on my nerve. He got on my nerves. And, I live life from he gets on my nerve. Many years. I loved him. I respected him. But there was something in the way of I blame him. There was something in the way that he did or didn't do, that it was his fault. And as children, we don't understand. We don't understand. We think we understand. We think we know what's going on, but we don't. What is that? What is that? That's what we're talking about right now. What is that? It's the brain of a child. It's the brain of what it is to be human beings. That brain is developing. That brain is developing. It's learning. Hey, when you grow up, when we're born, we cry. That parent has to learn. That father, that mother has to know what cry that cry is. Is that a wet cry? Is it a food cry? Is it constipation? Like, we know this. There's personal development classes out there. We know, but sometimes knowing makes no difference. Sometimes knowing stuff makes no difference. We know that alcohol is not good for us. We know that cigarettes aren't good for us. We know that a lot of stuff is not good for us, but yet we still take part in it. We eat it, we drink it, we do what we do knowingly. So what is that? It's different when you're pointing it to a human being. It's different when you're pointing your feelings and emotions to a person. Sometimes our feelings and emotions toward a person is our opinion. Sometimes we're human beings. We can learn, we can grow, we can develop, we can change. But the mind of a child doesn't understand that because the brain is still processing and growing, and it's giving meaning to life automatically. We do a lot of things on autopilot, on automatically, because that's what we were taught. That's how we learned. Some of that stuff becomes automatic, especially when it comes to not dying, as we talked about in this episode. Don't touch that hot oven. Don't touch that stove. Don't touch that iron. Don't touch that. Don't. When you learn how to drive, what did they teach you? When you see those brake lights come up, put your foot on the brake to slow the car down so you don't So you don't have an accident. So you don't cause an accident. The brain is designed for us to survive life. That's what it's designed for. Partially. But it does keep us safe. It does protect us. Keeps us alive. That's what it's designed for, to keep us alive. And it also looks for the lack of in life too, right? So if I'm always looking for the lack, then I'm looking for what I need. So I got what I need. So there's no lack, but there's always a lack. But that's the physical stuff. That's the stuff. But how does that translate over into our emotional state of mind? And that's where sometimes as children, we don't understand that our father, depending on how he grew up, is a provider because his dad wasn't there. So he wants to give you what his dad didn't give him. So he's going to go be a provider for his family, but doesn't realize that some children need more time than they need stuff. And sometimes the stuff that you give me doesn't compensate for your time. So we grow up with our fathers, who's a provider, or who's a hustler, or who's whatever he became to survive what he went through as a child from his parents. And here we are. And he didn't come to my basketball game, or he didn't come to my football game, or he didn't pick me up when he said he was going to pick me up. We collect evidence, negative evidence, in our perception of our father. Yes, we have the good stuff in there mixed in with the bad stuff. Or I say today, we have the good stuff mixed in with the opinions of the good stuff and the opinions of the bad stuff. And sometimes those childhood emotions and feelings toward our father in those moments are so hurtful that the only way I can survive this pain right now of him not being here is to make up a story so that I can be okay. And so we make up a story. Usually it's not a good story. It's not one that gives us inspiration or draws us closer to our father. Usually it's a story that pushes us away from our father. And then if the father's not educated or doesn't understand what it is to be a child, then we miss the mark. We miss that. Why don't you call me no more? Why don't you want to play catch with me? Why don't you want to hang out? I'm free. Let's go. No, I'm cool. We don't understand that. We see it, but we don't know what to do with that. Listen to the song Cats in the Cradle. You want a good example? Cats in the Cradle. I'm saying this to say, again, shouts out to Randy. We did a Dads and Donuts car meet. Shouts out to Tony, SoCal Z, and myself. Supporting conversation around fatherhood. And whatever stories you have about your father, whatever that is, just know that he could only give you what he could give you, what he had. And maybe he didn't have what he thought he had from his family to give. And that most of all, we just want to make sure that your life turns out. That's what the parents want. That's what your father wants. That's what your mother wants. Sometimes we give mom a little bit more grace than we give dad. We put a little bit more on the father, but that's biblically, that's the way it is. The father, you are the foundation of that family. And I don't think men, we understand that in the role of a father. So how do we have those kind of talks? How do we have those kind of reconciliation, forgiveness conversations? Some of us have to be willing to tell the truth. As a father, you might need to be able to listen to the truth of your child to tell you how they feel about you. Sometimes we say we need to have the hard conversation, but can we experience the hard and be okay with the hard conversation? So this Father's Day, I know you know his phone number. I know you know how to reach him. You may have not talked to him for a few weeks or a few months. Sometimes I went a couple of years without talking to my dad because I was mad at him or I was hurt. I didn't think he loved me since I was 5. So I had a lot of evidence, a lot of proof that my dad didn't love me. And that's what my mind told me. I'm not going to give Satan all the credit, but we know what Satan does to destroy the families. But there's a level of responsibility that we have to figure out what's going on, especially when you become a role of a father. But there's a natural break there's a natural break in communication between that child and that parent. Look in your own life. There's a natural break. There's a natural break that happens between that father and that child and that mother and that child. Natural. And I'm here to tell you that it can be reconciled if you're willing. And you don't have to wait for your dad to call you to ask you to forgive him. I went to my dad. I went to my mom at 40 years old to ask him to forgive me for how I treated them. Because I could take responsibility for my behavior. And when I asked my dad and I told my dad the story I made up about him, all he said was, I just want to spend time with you. You're my son. You're my only son. I just want to spend time with you. See, he wasn't carrying none of that. All that weight that I was carrying, he was going about his life. It didn't even affect him. Because why? Because he loved his son. He just wanted his son to be okay. He just wanted to spend time with me. And I cut him off. I denied him my presence. Because I didn't think he loved me. So you're just doing this stuff to make up for lost time. Yeah, I had a lot of stories. I had proof. I had evidence. I had body sensations. So what I share with people is, if your father is still alive today, don't wait till tomorrow. Don't wait till Father's Day. Sit down, get a piece of paper, and write down all the things you want to thank your father for. As much as you can remember. Write down what you want to say. Thank you, Dad, for this. Thank you, Dad, for this, and this, and this, and doing this, and taking me here, and buying me this, whatever it was. See, sometimes we only call our parents when there's something wrong. Do you call your parents when there's something good going on? So write the list on a piece of paper, however you, in your notepad or wherever you scribe at, and call them. Call them tonight. Call them when, if you got a short list, you only got 5 things on the list, call with the 5. You only got one thing you want to think about, call them with the one thing. If you got nothing to thank them, call them and say, Dad, thank you for nothing. And I'm okay. That's all you got to say. But I'm sure you can come up with one thing. I'm sure. I ain't saying you got to have 40. 1, 2, 3, 5. Whatever you got, call them. Say, Dad, I'm just calling you to share something with you. I just want you to listen. And read the list. Read the list. One by one. And just let him know that your life turned out. That may be the only thing he's been waiting to hear. And then let him speak. Ask him, Dad, anything you want to say? Now, I'm not saying that the reconciliation and forgiveness is going to renew your relationship in that moment. It might, though. For me, it did. In that moment of me asking my dad for forgiveness, our relationship was restored because I did the work to realize that those stories that I made up about my dad was my truth, but it wasn't the truth. And when I sat with him and got more information about his background and how he grew up with my grandfather and my grandmother and his siblings coming from Louisiana and my grandfather being a child post-slavery, like, do you know what I can't even imagine what their life was like post-slavery, Jim Crow era in the South. Well, no wonder. And in that space, compassion can show up, humility can show up, empathy can show up, whatever that is that's missing from that relationship with your dad. All right? Call him. Read the list, call him, and say anything you want to say, Dad. And let him talk. Let me know. Let me know. Or don't let me know. Practice it. It might just be the thing that your dad needs to hear. Now, if you want to go beyond that, there's other conversations that you can have about if you discover your story that I made it, because I told my dad, hey, thank you. Oh, by the way, I made up a story about you, and this is a story. But see, I took responsibility when I shared that story. I didn't blame him. I didn't say you did this to me and you did this to me. No, I didn't. That's not how I shared that. There's a way that you can communicate with power. There's a way that you can communicate your upsets and frustrations with self-control, with your choice of words that empower, not tear down. And I learned that. And so when I went to my dad, I shared that from strength and from power and from courage and from love. And he was like, I just want to spend time with you, man. And he never changed. I changed. I gave up being upset and frustrated and pissed off and angry and some other four-letter words and words that I used to describe him when I was mad with him. I gave all that up and committed to being gratitude, acknowledgement, joy, and fun. So you have a choice. You have a choice to be angry or be calm. You have a choice to be kind or to be frustrated or whatever that is. But you got to look at the fruits that you're bearing. And I gave up all that frustration for gratitude, acknowledgement, joy, and fun with my dad and my mom. And they never changed. I altered how I listened to my parents. I altered how I listened to my mom. I altered how I listened to my dad. And then I had to alter how I listened to myself, because our self-talk to ourselves is a whole nother conversation that we're going to have another time. But it's Father's Day coming up. Write the list. There's many things that you can list. If it's 100, write all 100. If it's 5, 2, 1, call your dad. Call your father. Call your father. Call your father. People right now wish they could call their dad. They wish they could hear his voice. I got voicemails. I got voicemails of him talking on his cell phone that I got his cell phone. All right. That's my fatherhood conversation to you. Call your father. And if you don't have the number and you know somebody who got the number, call them and ask them for the number. Don't text. Call. Use your voice. All right. I appreciate you for listening and tuning into the Farron Dozier Show on the Military Broadcast Radio Network. Shows back to back, ladies and gentlemen. Tuesdays, KCA Radio 106.5 FM, 1050 AM. Catch us over there. And also the Military Broadcast Radio Network, MBR Radio. Shouts out to my guest, Leon. Shouts out to my Sickle Cell community. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of these conversations. I will take responsibility. We'll be talking about grief on this platform or wherever y'all want to meet at. It don't have to be just here. I'm available, right? So again, I'm not a therapist. I'm a patient advocate for sickle cell trait and for veteran suicide, for youth suicide, for rhabdomyolysis, for cardiac arrest. I'm a veteran. I'm an advocate, patient advocate, right? So, but if you are a professional out there and you want to work with us and partner with us and hang out with us and make sure that we keep our conversation straight across the board, partner with us, team up with us. We need your voice. We need that expertise, right? To my brothers and sisters in arms out there, we pray for you. We stand in the gap. We thank you for giving your life for this country. We know that only 1%, 2% of the population serve in the military. And so for those of you who say to me, thank you for your service, I say to you, thank you for paying your taxes. This is the Farron Dozier Show on the Military Broadcast Radio Network. One more PSA to get out of here. Sickle cell trait awareness. That's the cause. That's the conversation. Peace out.
Do you remember studying sickle cell in biology class? What's the Count on Sickle Cell Trait Prevention is here to bring you awareness, education, and prevention conversations around the risk factors of this inherited gene. Visit wdconsct.org.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.